River, and this is where the search had been continuing for the vehicle that the three police officers, you'd recall, whose bodies were retrieved from the Henops River and subsequently identified as those of the three missing police officers. And just a couple of moments ago here on SABC News, we broke the news that we understand from police that there are parts of a vehicle that have been found here in the Henops River. But what we cannot confirm at this particular stage, police have confirmed to SABC News that parts of a vehicle were found here in the Henops River. Well, this as the search had been continuing, you'd recall one of the many questions remained yesterday when the forensics had been scouring this particular area on the other side, in fact, of the Henops River. They did find some elements of the VW Polo that the three police officers had been traveling in. And what we're hearing, or what we heard about 15 to 20 minutes ago, and as you would have seen on our screens here on SABC News, police confirming that parts of a vehicle have been found here in the Henops River. But what we cannot confirm at this particular stage is if the parts of that vehicle do belong to the vehicle in question. And the vehicle in question, of course, is the vehicle that police had been searching for. This was the vehicle that the three police officers had been traveling in. SABC News also understands that the families of the late police officers have been informed about this new development. This is while investigations, of course, will continue into whether those parts are actually the parts of the vehicle in question. You must also remember that police had also found a Renault vehicle on the other side of this river. And relating to the other bodies as well, two other bodies that had been found. So I guess police would need to investigate now, or even take a closer look at those parts of the vehicle that have been found now in the Henops River, as to whether they can be linked to that particular vehicle. Remember, this vehicle that the police officers had been traveling in had been the main question that families who visited the scene yesterday, late last night, visited the scene coming to get closure. Well, this was after police, had suspected that the bodies that they had retrieved would be those of the missing police officers. Then the families had been contacted and brought to Pretoria, and that's where they went to go and identify the bodies of their loved ones. Unfortunately, they were met with the devastating news, having confirmed that those were the bodies of the three police officers. And subsequent to that, the search has been continuing. You'd recall yesterday there had been a police helicopter that had been hovering the Henops River, and that helicopter managed to identify one of the bodies that was retrieved. Today, more specialized equipment had been brought in as part of the search. Here behind me, you would see a jock center has been set up here behind me, and the search had continued. A bit earlier on, I did see some of the police divers that were inside the Henops River, together with some of the other rescue teams on the other side of where we're broadcasting from at this point. Unfortunately, as the media, we're not able to go much closer to where we're broadcasting from at this stage, because you'd understand that the scene itself might still be sensitive. The search itself is continuing, and would need to give this rescue team, the search and rescue team, space to be able to do its work as they try to collect whatever evidence they can. But breaking news, of course, which we brought to you on SABC News some 20 minutes ago, is that parts of a vehicle, but we cannot say if those are parts of this VW Polo that these three police officers were traveling in, whether the parts of the vehicle that were found actually belong to that VW Polo. Yesterday, the families were asking then how far investigations had gone, and what we heard from police, that was live, in fact, on the SABC. The families asking then what could have possibly happened to this vehicle if there'd been some parts of it that had been found at the scene yesterday. And the explanation basically that had been given, and I guess speculation also would have been, that due to the heavy rains, that had taken place last week, there could possibly, maybe, been a possibility that the vehicle had been swept, further down the Henops River. But we certainly cannot confirm any of that at this particular stage. What we can confirm, and police have confirmed, is that parts of a vehicle, we don't know what kind of vehicle, have been found in the Henops River. We're also expecting senior members of the South African Police Service to make their way to this particular scene. We're expecting perhaps a more detailed update from the South African Police Service about what exactly those parts were, whether they were parts of a bumper, a front or a back bumper of a vehicle, exactly what parts exactly have been found by the search and rescue team that has been scouring this area for hours now, having brought in the specialized equipment. Remember, with the helicopter that had been hovering yesterday and that had identified one of the bodies in this river, that brought in drones today as well. Now, the drones were going to be able to search a wider area and much closer. And the specialized equipment itself, I'm not sure if that might have assisted in the latest discovery now of the parts of this vehicle. But we'll certainly get a much more detailed update for you as the team on Full View a little bit later on. But of course, as you can see on our screen, the breaking news of parts of a vehicle having been found. That's about the details that we have at this particular time. There's been a lot of speculation also. We've been very careful on how we report on this particular story, in particular because, remember, there'd also been a Renault that was found on the scene, as I had indicated. So, let's await official confirmation on exactly what parts those are of that vehicle that these police divers, the search and rescue team, have now found. We'll give you a much detailed update a little bit later on.
Criselda Lewis reporting from Centurion, by the way, and that's important clarification.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones, Why Not TV. Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe, please. Don't forget to like and to comment. Thank you very much.
Dr. Jones, Why Not TV.
Goodbye till we meet again next time. Subscribe.